So, I think my family is getting tired of my crap. So, last year I turned my spare bedroom into a greenhouse, green room, whatever you want to call it. I had all my plants spread out on like 2 tables. So my husband said that he wasn't going to tell me not to turn the spare bedroom into a greenhouse this year, but he said he would rather me not. So, me being the good wife and caring wife that I am, I listened and I didn't turn our spare bedroom into a greenhouse. But instead, I started everything in the living room. I mean, it's called a living room for a reason, right? My plants have no excuse but to live. But my son's birthday is tomorrow, and I need this table for his birthday. So, gotta get them moved. So, yeah, I did that. Um, so, when it comes to starting plants, you don't necessarily need like fancy equipment and grow lights. I have my plants in front of a window, and that works great. My plants are a little leggy, like my tomato plants, but that's fine. Like they're not like super leggy. Um, I don't mind my tomato plants being a little leggy. One of the reasons is because you just plant them deeper. And so you can just plant tomato plants deeper and like they'll grow roots, um, more roots. And pepper plants, I'm not worried about them getting leggy because they take forever to grow. I started my pepper plants like a week or two before I started my tomato plants, and my tomato plants are way bigger. Normally, with my tomato plants, I have a fan going and blowing them and making them. It makes it where they're stronger. I haven't done that this year, and it's getting time for these tomato plants to start hardening off. And what that is whenever you just take them outside for a little bit so that whenever you do plant them in the ground, they don't get scorched by the sun because they can get sunburnt. And the wind, if they haven't had any airflow, then it can, when the wind blows, it can just snap them off. So I'm going to move those out to the greenhouse, and it has some airflow. So I don't really need the greenhouse to keep frost away because I don't really think we're going to have another freeze. We may, but I don't think we will. Um, but since we don't have like super hard freezes, plastic greenhouses should work great. Um, but being able to move them out into the greenhouse is great, so that way I can use my table, and it allows them to get stronger and gives me more time, so I can pot up my tomatoes. So it's 2 days later. The birthday party was great, and we got the greenhouse finished. So my husband got the greenhouse for me like a week or two ago, and I guess my son got tired of waiting on me to get it put together, so we've got it put together. So far, I absolutely love this little greenhouse. It's everything I needed. Okay, so this right here is an example of sunburn with tomatoes. They haven't been out on their own. They haven't been out in the full sun since I started on my seedlings. So they got some of that going on, but they'll be okay. And they're a little leggy, but they'll be fine. And when it comes to me starting my pepper plants, normally I plant twice as many because I'm not the greatest at starting pepper plants and only about half germinate. But the majority of them did great. Also, I saved all these seeds from last year. And these. These right here, I saved out of a pepper that I ate from the grocery store. So I didn't grow this one. So you can absolutely save seeds from stuff you get from the grocery store. It may not necessarily be exactly what you ate because you don't know the history of the plant. You don't know if you don't know the history of the plant. Like, you don't know if it was grown in a greenhouse, which is kept from being pollinated by other different peppers, or what really went in to that pepper growing, if that makes any sense. So if you save the seeds out of a pepper plant, it will grow a pepper. Also, I don't know if it was a hybrid, heirloom, or open pollinated hybrid. If it's a hybrid, there's a chance it could be what it was. It just depends on if it was a stabilized hybrid. But if it wasn't a stabilized hybrid, it can be whatever the two parent plants were. It could be anything, really. Just keeping my fingers crossed it was close to what I ate, because I kind of really liked it. But when it comes to saving seeds, I never save seeds the correct way. That's just who I am. I don't care if it ends up being just like it was or if it's a little different. A lot of my pepper plants that I save the seeds out of, sometimes they're exactly what they were, and sometimes they're different. It just depends. I'm also going to have to be up potting my tomato plants soon because they're getting to be out of control.